Hey, Sunday. TGIS, how's everybody doing? Me? I'm fine. I like stuff. Do you like stuff? I gotta say it because we're taking it back. Mr. V. Conley was first, even though he didn't put first. Actually, he's still first. A lot of cool people hanging out. I always appreciate all of you just coming to chat dollies, whatever it is, right? We're just having fun, talking toys and dollies and all that stuff. And right off the bat, I have to say thank you to Brandon R, aka Santa Brandon from the Great White North of Canada. Thank you, Brandon. Sends a Canadian super chat of $6.66. Wow. Toward Thanksgiving Memberberry pie. Thanksgiving. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. I guess I didn't proofread that before I threw it up, but that's the beauty of going live, right? Oh, a lot of awesome people here hanging out. You know how it goes. Sometimes things just happen when you go live. That's part of the live experience. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm short a guest. Technically, it's the second time it's happened to me. But if you want to split hairs, it's really only the first time it's happened to me. Because the last time I had somebody not appear, there were two guests anyway. So I mean, whatever. But yeah, I'm either waiting on a guest or I'm short a guest or whatever. But you know what? That's totally cool, and we'll just hang out. I did get something today in the mail because I like stuff, and I thought this was pretty cool. I figured I would share this. I'm not necessarily wasting time, but I'm wasting time at the same time. This is Dime Novel Legends Chicken Fried Toys, and it is the First Sergeant Michael Bell figure. Michael Bell, obviously the actor who voiced Duke in the Sunbow animated series, actually. So I thought this was pretty cool, and that finally came. I actually forgot that I ordered this, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so I got that in the mail. And Big Bacon's here, Not Top Goon's here, Tony Horton's here, Matt Gray, all sorts of rad people. Look, speaking of Duke, Dr. Duke himself. I love stuff. Very cool. Woodman, I want to get that one. Yeah, you can go to Chicken Fried Toys and order him now. He was exclusive for a little while, so they didn't have him available on the website, but he's on there now. So pretty neat. Anybody else get any cool stuff in lately? I got Skidmark hanging out with me as per usual, but la 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 la. Guess what I got? Oh, what's up? Look at Leslie. I see you, Leslie. I see you.
She was beering me.
Why did she run away?
She was lounging.
Get back here, Leslie. I just hear her laughing. Very cool. Welcome, Scuba Pete. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Dude, it has been far too long. That's all I gotta say.
Last time we hung out, it must have been like
forever ago.
I don't even remember. It was a while. It was a while.
Ton. Yeah. We should never wait this long.
No, we shouldn't.
Like Kirk Bazigian. It shouldn't be this long again.
You know what? Look, I respect and I admire Kirk Bazigian endlessly.
Hell yeah.
You know, behind the scenes, I was pestering him for like a year to come back on, right?
Were you?
Yeah, it wasn't like I waited a year to the day and was like, yeah, I guess I'll shoot Kirk an invite, whatever. No, I was like, hey, you want to hang out? And he's like,
squeaky wheel.
Yeah, squeaky. So I asked the chat if they got any cool stuff in, and Matthew Matson says, got my latest volume of Creating G.I. Joe. Oh, what, 13? Nice. I didn't get that yet. Unless it's in my mailbox or, you know, I'm in New Mexico, so I'm a little further away. Chris from Cutthroat just got Warpath Eclipse.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Excellent.
Big Bacon says, finally tracked down the Walmart exclusive Black Series 5s. 5s was nice. A character.
Yep.
And then look, everybody's like, yay, Pete, Scuba Pete. Yeah, Scuba Pete. Oh, GeForce Racing's here too. What's up, dude?
Hey,
And then
G.
Keith Knight says, "Hi, Scuba Pete. I've missed you so much. I haven't
I
seen
miss
you in
Keith.
forever."
I miss Keith.
Ooh, Brandon R got issue 301.
Oh, nice.
I only have 3 stores around me that really peddle comics,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, they just don't get it. Jesse's here, but I can't see him.
Is he?
Oh, he's right there.
Oh.
Jesse. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, what? Yeah,
Can hear
can't
you.
see you.
I'm like, I've been struggling through these tech issues for the past like 30, 40 minutes. I apologize.
Oh, no.
But I'm working on it.
That's okay, buddy. You
Yeah.
work on it. We're just
All
chilling.
right. All right,
Yep.
cool.
We're just chilling. Absorb Viz is here. Oh, look, Vincent 396 says, I picked up another Sky Striker and another Night Raven.
Oh, wow.
You know, speaking of the Night Raven,
Yeah.
I might
What'd you do?
nothing. I might have some info regarding the Night Raven.
Huh? All
Maybe.
right.
Maybe a reissue.
Really?
Maybe a reissue of a Night Raven. Maybe a whale. I'm not saying. Maybe.
You don't say now.
Oh, look, there he is.
Hey, there
What's
you
up,
are.
dude?
Yay!
You did it.
Yay. What's up,
All right.
Jesse?
Finally, let me just make sure my. All right, I'm not on the right audio.
Where's everyone's names? Yeah,
There we go.
there it is.
Okay.
There it is. What's up, dude?
How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you. Do you know Scuba Pete?
I
From
know
the chat.
Super Pete from chatting plenty of times with him, but you know.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Face
So
to
nice
the name.
nice
Pete.
to meet face to face, dude.
Jesse?
Yeah, likewise. Nice to meet you. Well, both of you, honestly.
Oh, yeah. How you been?
Good. Busy with these tech issues for the past few, but you know,
It's all good. It happens.
It happens to
Totally
all of us.
yeah.
It happens. Jesse, did you get any? Did you pick up any cool stuff lately?
Well, the good thing about me and this being my first time kind of on this side of the camera in a long time is pretty much everything is new, right?
Sure. Yeah.
New for me, like as far as sharing, but I
Right.
did get I went to Ross the other day. I got this Master Chief, which is
Ooh.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Slick.
Plus, you know, at Ross, you get it at a good price too.
Yeah, it was like the
Exactly.
price is sexy at Ross.
The twins, $6 each, you know, pretty good.
Nice.
I like how you had one upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? There we go. And just random stuff here and there. But
Do you think the other one was going, oh, my stomach?
He's like,
probably vertigo. Oh my god. Yeah. So that's what I got actually yesterday.
Cool.
Nice. Pete,
I was-
you just posted something that you got a ridiculous score the other day. Was that
Yep.
yesterday?
That was yesterday. Yeah, we started out Saturday, mid-morning with it, and I have it still by me.
Let's see it. Ah, look at that.
And
Dude,
It's-
that's so rad.
Mark's Comanche Pass. It's missing the there's supposed to be another bridge.
Yep.
But I'm so gonna use it for mask.
That's awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah. That's so cool.
And we don't usually talk prices, but I
Yeah.
bought that for $30.
Ah. Yep. Oh
Next
man.
up, the Remco Giant.
Nice.
I've never
So
seen this
good.
before, and I was actually poking around the comics, and I was like, "You dirty bastard, you're hiding that over there." And he goes, "Oh, you found that, did you?" And I'm like, "Put it on the pile, $20."
Put it on the pile. That's the way to go right there. My local store, they kind of do that too. So, you know, we're chatting, we're talking nerd stuff like, oh,
Yeah.
have you seen this? Did you watch that? Blah, blah, blah. As we're kind of talking. And I'm like walking and I have stuff. And he's like, I'll put that on your pile. and then they come back a couple of minutes later. Oh, I'll take that too.
Yeah.
I scored. Oh, yep.
In really, really good shape.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
Mask number 1, 1985. Anybody? They had the other
Beautiful.
3 because it's a 4-issue run. They had the other 3, but buying number 1 is not
number one's
so
cool.
bad. Buying
Right?
1 through 4 gets a little pricey. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get number 1, and then I got special mission number 1.
Sweet.
That's right. So I got a couple of good scores. Got a couple.
Nice.
Not too crazy. Just Jeff sends a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff and I actually were hanging out at my one of my favorite local shops, Yo Toys, here in Albuquerque. He was driving through Albuquerque.
Killer.
We got together and we were toy hunting as friends, like we all do. And he was there with me and I was there with him, and we didn't hold hands or anything, but it was still cool.
No, but you got Slurpees.
Yeah. So he said, yeah, shout out to some toxic toy bastards and Pete. Jesse, I don't think Jesse falls under toxic, but get some Slurpees, Chad. Thank you. You know why. I love you, man. Thanks, Jeff. You're the best. No, you're not. Speaking of which, Jesse.
I'm not going to start a fight, but I will end one. I'll say that.
Oh, I know you will, dude. For everybody who's hanging out with us that may not know your channel, and I don't know for the love of me why they wouldn't.
There's plenty of people that don't.
Right. No, not on my channel, man.
No, don't give them excuses, Jesse.
Why don't you, kind of regale everyone with how you started JLS Comics, what it's all about, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually started, it was 2011. I actually started the channel because I had bought a smart TV and I had to sign up for YouTube to get a couple of the free video movie codes. So you'll see, like, if you look at my started time, it says 2011, but 2015 is when I really kind of got into this. And for plenty of years I was really doing this side, right, comics. So these are there's one behind it. There's the Duke one. This is the Duke and Cobra Commander from New York Comic Con. I can pull them down later just to show you.
Cool.
If you want. But comics are really like my kind of forte, and the thing that really got me into YouTube. And as you can tell from my videos, like a really like strong focus for the videos that I make. So for the longest time, that was what I was doing, like haul videos, showing like, hey, I got this book, talking about a little bit. And then I figured, but I was trying to figure out like what I could do to kind of evolve, I guess. Like you get to a point where it's like, I want to do something more, something different. I kind of want that kind of creative sort of get the juices going, right? Exactly. So that's when I said, well, I want to do kind of something more like with history and talking about the characters and the stories more. And somebody on my channel actually suggested to do Snake Eyes, which great first star, right?
Sure.
Arguably. But from there, I just fell in love again with the whole franchise. I mean, when I was younger, as we all were, probably 4 or 5. Distracted by the chat here, so sorry.
No, it's right. It's like crack-a-lacking. It's just,
It'll get moving. Yeah, it'll get going.
I can tell you guys. So I used to do, when I was doing like comics, Marvel, DC, like that side of it. I was doing a live show. I had a whole crew. We were doing a podcast that was on like iTunes and Spotify and all that. So that was but that was years ago. So I'm a little bit rusty. I got to give you that caveat that I'm not as smooth as you guys are right now. But
you're fine. You're not deer in the headlights.
Hey, look.
Trying to get back.
I just drive the car real fast, and yeah.
like Garth when Wayne left, right? Like
Exactly.
what do I do? The back of the sofa.
Delaware.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit rusty right now. I gotta just throw that out there.
It's
But,
totally cool, man. We're just hanging out, chat.
All right. Well, I know we have a topic. I don't know if we're gonna get into that, but
Here's how we roll around here. We can hit that topic for like 2 seconds, and then just BS the rest of the time and be like, we talked about the topic. It's fine.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm always more interested in like people who hang out with me in the chat. Always
Right
more
on.
interested in that. So
Yeah. You know what that's what it's all about. Just you've said this plenty of times, Chad, but really, like, the dollies are cool, the lore is cool, the vehicles are cool, but it's like right now, it's like it's the community, it's us, it's the people in the chat, it's all like that last video, one of the last videos you did, you were saying that it's really the connections that we make through these things that we all love.
It's honestly one of the best things to come out of the whole lockdown thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, it's like
you guys always
I have
throw
this
around the lockdown.
gaggle of friends now.
I had no lockdown, Pete, gentlemen.
No, you didn't. You were overseas.
I was in Africa.
Yeah.
Chad was not in lockdown in Africa.
No, I
He
was
got to do whatever he wanted to do.
I was earning those retirement points. It was weird though. Like my perspective and the people who went with me is we have a completely different experience with all of that.
I bet.
You guys were trying to fight people for toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see toilet paper.
Washing our foot bag.
Yeah. We have Facebook groups for toilet paper, for Christ's sakes.
My mother every once in a while would be like, yeah, it's kind of weird trying to go to the store. Like everything's gone. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, Ma. Sorry, I got to go on a mission. I know you guys are having your first world problems about toilet paper, but I'm having real problems.
I got real problems.
I got real problems. Yeah. Malaria, mosquitoes, and people that want to,
Yeah. People are trying to kill me.
Sorry you have no toilet paper, but try using some leaves outside the wire, right?
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of recent videos, man, you did that unproduced G.I. Joe toys video. And I have to say, for anyone who's hanging out with us that has not seen that video yet, which again, right, I just went and looked at the views like a half hour ago. So hopefully everybody here has seen it. The cool thing about that video is you don't just talk about, 1995 Battle Corps Rangers, and they were going to do another, whale, and it was going to be called a Seawolf. You did touch on that, but you talked about a ton of stuff throughout the line. And I thought that was a fantastic video, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that's kind of one of my big things with G.I. Joe. And again, one of the reasons why there goes my mask issue #1. And now it's worthless. It fell on the floor.
Cat's dragging
Not
it
only
off.
why I love Dan Klingon-Smith, and I love having him around and chatting with him because he's just a genuine dude. But in every one of these books, the whole back of it is always unproduced stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And they're just like a wealth of information. Plus, volume 14 is going to be nothing but unproduced stuff. Which
Sweet.
I can't wait for that one. Let me pick up my comic book.
That's all right. I have a cat trying to get in a box. Get out of there.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, a couple of those, topics or what figure, vehicle, whatever, I actually got from you and talking to Kirk, talking to Dan. So thank you for the content that you do, because it fed into what I did. So I appreciate that.
That's right. You thank you. You gave me that shout out about the Night Force stuff. Right. I forgot about that. Cool. So anyway, on topic. Like 3 seconds. I don't know. I'm waiting for people in the chat to. Oh, here we go. I love that unproduced video.
Thanks,
David Andrew says, "What was the video called?" It's literally called Unproduced G.I. Joe Toys, and it's just right on JLS's homepage.
The crazy thing is, I got over I don't remember how long it was, but like, approaching 20 minutes. And I said, okay, that's probably enough. There's still so much more out there to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Wilhelm's channel with him and Jim Largo on their 1/8 team, talking with them about 1/18 scale Joes, and we started talking about 1/18 scale RC cars, and then we started talking about the RC Crossfire, and I said, there was an unproduced vehicle for Cobra that is basically the exact same body style as the RC Crossfire, but it's not RC. And I was like, I'll send you guys the picture, and it's called the Cobra Maniac. And it's freaking awesome. Yeah,
that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all sorts of cool stuff.
Need to check that out.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can actually I'll send you the picture afterwards. Beta Ray Bob says 2 channels feeding each other content ideas and stuff, almost like a community or something.
Right?
There's a concept.
I think you're reaching, dude. I don't
Might be onto something.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then for some reason, Cutthroat is telling me not to let the cat piss on my comic book. That's Pete's cat. It's not my cat.
She was halfway into that Remco box, like, hey, what's in here? And I was like, no, get out of there. She's like, what's this part? She's still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Will, there's Will right there. What's up, Will?
Hey, Will.
I don't know if you were late, but for the shameless plug, Will, but I plugged you.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what she said.
It never gets old.
Somebody.
I would be disappointed if we don't get at least 2 or 3 of those into this.
Right?
Yeah. We got to do it. Lax Sivrak's got to go. Says much respect. Thanks for being here.
See you, Lack.
Yeah, the Cantina Wolfman himself.
Lack attack.
I kind of like this comment because
Thanks, George. Hey, Mo.
Yeah, I guess. Right? Jesse's totally Mo. I don't know. Are you Mo? I think Jesse.
Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll roll with it.
Jim Largo says Chad's Neon at Night gave me a new respect for those Joes in the Dayglow era.
Same, Jim. Same. And now he's got me flipping buying them just when I'm,
Telling you, people are like, oh, 90s Joes suck. And I'm like, what about that Headhunter Stormtrooper, though? Come on.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Exactly.
Shipwreck version 2?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them suck, absolutely, but there's so much awesome stuff in there. You can't pass it by. And broad brushstrokes with that, you're doing yourself a disservice.
You know what's funny? Watch this. I'm going to expertly tie that into our topic. So it's funny how we can sit here in retrospect and we can talk about, and I'm just going to use G.I. Joe as the example, but you could pile anything into this argument. You could talk about Masters. You could talk about superpowers or Kenner Star Wars, whatever you want. You could pile it all in there. We talk about these things in retrospect, and we can say stuff like, man, that squeaky toy dinosaur that came with that Dino Hunter set sure did suck ass, right? And everyone just kind of goes, oh, that was funny. Do that now. What are you going to get if you do that now?
Oh,
yeah, you're going to get wrecked. Like, people are just going to destroy you. And let's see, how do I tie that into Memberberries? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. But
when Memberberries are used, but they go wrong because they're not all that well of a Memberberry. Like, what did you do to it? You twisted it. You smashed it a little bit. What are you doing to my berry?
Yeah, I think we're getting such a visceral reaction because people are so connected to their own past experience with whatever the product is. And those are their own Memberberries. So if you're saying, positive or negative, I'm trying to do the transition for you. That's going to be
there. It takes a village to talk about a topic. No, Jesse, I think you're absolutely right. I think both of you guys are right. So Tiger Force. Tiger Force is a classic example, and we'll lump Python Patrol in there too, because some of us who got into Joe at the ground floor don't really, okay. Like I have a tiger rat. You can kind of see the tail sticking out right there.
Yep.
But I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan because I have rattlers. I have, vamps and things like that. But there are a lot of people who they have that emotional, nostalgic connection to Tiger Force because that was the only way they could get the rattler, the vamp, et cetera, et cetera. Same with Python Patrol. And so they, they're emotionally attached to those. So when Classified comes out with, Python Patrol everybody and Tiger Force everybody, knowing that those two patterns were based on vehicle camouflage. And then there's no vehicles, but then people are like, don't talk bad about my Tiger Force Dusty because I love him.
Yeah.
Tiger Force, But that's kind of where that Memberberry thing sort of ties in. So they're marketing really everything. It's all based on nostalgia baiting and Memberberries, but you see the different people from their eras where they see that Python Patrol Copperhead and they're like, oh man, I want that figure so much. And then
I'm going,
I don't know. So that's that was my one shot at the topic. Leslie,
Hey.
Which way are you going?
Oh, you're a good wife. Thank you.
Someone's asking about the big stuff above your head.
The what the huh?
They asked about the big stuff above your head.
Oh.
Is she moderating?
I guess so. Yeah. You give her a wrench.
I'm looking. Oh, look at this. Like Destro's Death says, somebody get Scuba Pete another beer. Done. What's next? Yeah. Dale Santaford said, I could talk about the big stories I had with my army men and cowboys and Indians. I would make giant places for them to use a basis for.
Yeah. That's what that Comanche Pass was, the old, just injection molded cowboys and Indians.
Yep, absolutely. David Andrews says that was a funny comment. Speaking of the boys, there's a song called Curly Shuffle.
Oh yeah, the curly
shuffle. The curly shuffle. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, look at the ground. Look at the ground. Sorry,
I'm trying to find this comment that she was talking about. And then Just Jeff said, "Man, I'm so glad I just don't have that shit. That dinosaur is lame." But again, right? We can pick on that stuff now, and sort of objectively.
I can pick on it, and I own it. I mean, I think it for me, it fills a toy history slot, right? For like, what in the Sam hell? Why did they make that? And then knowing that came out the same year as Jurassic Park, then you go, aha, aha.
Yeah. And that was all Vinny DeLevia and the whole, Joe as a language thing.
Right.
Attack it from all sides. So speaking of which, owning something and saying that like I can pick on it, I own 2 of these.
Nice.
Is this the best Joe vehicle?
I loved it in He-Man, the attack track.
I loved it in He-Man when it went like this and it rolled.
I'll just say I'm glad you like it.
Right.
But
yeah.
that's the thing.
But that's what you can, there's room for everybody.
I'm not the biggest fan of this vehicle, but when Just Jeff and I were in Yo Toys and they had this thing at a good price, and this one's complete. The one I have down there is incomplete. So I was like, well, I'll support a local store that's owned by really awesome people who I like to support. I will buy this complete Patriot. I'll take that one and I'll make something cool out of it.
Yep.
Right. But I can say objectively, this vehicle is kind of dumb as shit, but yeah.
All right. So mine is this E11 here. This is a horrible battle rifle. It is not gonna I completely understand why,
show that again.
Is that the power of Force 2
accuracy? This is from Star
Oh.
Tours from '96, so it's
Star
not
Tours, but it's off the original mold because I've got them
exactly right. So this is like
over there.
a stand, I think. It's kind of the inspiration for it, but it is just given the size of it, it is just not a rifle,
Yeah.
and it is not a sidearm either. It's just
kind of like Rebel Fleet Trooper size. It's not big enough and not small enough.
It's just so big.
Hang on. Wait. Cue it up, Chad. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's two. That's two. I had a comment here, and then I
never knew they did that for Star Tours.
Yeah.
I was
It's
at
the sound. I have to. There's a couple things I have over here that. So this is supposed to make a blaster sound. I have a sort of omens up there that's supposed to,
Thunder.
batteries. I have to clean the contacts for it. So I have a couple project things, and then I have a couple like lightsabers too, where I have to clean the contacts and try to make. So it's like that's one of the things I do is like I have like things that maybe they're not in perfect condition, but I have fun trying to fix them up and clean them up and just make them working again.
Do you have a glass fiber brush for cleaning those contacts?
I do, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because if you didn't, I highly recommend it. It works like a champ.
Nice.
Actually,
it's glass fiber.
Actually. Hey, so Big Bacon says the only good berry is Halle Berry.
Swing.
Halle Berry. Bond girl Halle Berry? I'll take that.
Swordfish Halle Berry.
Oh yeah.
Just it, and the whole pool scene was gratuitous. It was like completely intentional. Like
I might be kicked off
Jackman was
right now, but Halle Berry Catwoman, it's all right.
I've never seen it.
No?
What?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, jeez.
I like objectively, I know it's a bad movie, but
she's still really good.
Exactly. That's like literally the definition of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
Isn't Sharon Stone the villain in that?
Man, I don't
Sharon
even
Stone?
remember.
I think it's Sharon Stone. Somebody in the chat actually me if that's Sharon Stone.
So much of it is the rest of it's horrendous, but
I like this comment from V. Conley. Nostalgia holds people's cognitive dissonance hostage. They can't be objective to a new perspective of their childhood.
very good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Jay and I kind of beat this up on Friday, so I don't really want to do the broken record thing, even though this was scheduled prior to actually, but that's okay. Totally fine. Rachel Selena says, my first Alley Vipers were Battle Core. I like the little Cobra logo shields. Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're cool. Is that the one with the
very
black
cool.
shield, right? Black shield. Yellow with the black shield. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's that neon at night knowledge right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Dale said that's pretty funny. They're calling you the Three Stooges. I don't know about they. If they is George Aiken, then yes. Yeah. I don't see the question about stuff over your head, Pete. I'm looking. So in classic me fashion, I'm behind on the chat.
You're not that behind.
Nah, I'm not that behind. Somebody answered how Nickelodeon actually got away with using Shipwreck version 2 as a stinky diver. Are we tracking that?
I have no idea, Dale.
Yeah, me either. Robert's Infinite Realms. Like everybody else has been saying lately, that video he did, I got hands. That thing's been exploding. He says, only Tiger Force design I liked was Recondo. I always called Python Patrol Crimson Guard the urine viper. Hey, Jesse, you have all of the history video series, like the Who Is and what is, who are. Where did you come up with that kind of idea?
So
Because I know you kind of talked about the impetus of your channel, but like those series in particular.
right, exactly. So I had gotten into that a little bit, and then we kind of deviated from that. So I was looking for a way to kind of evolve my channel into something else, and I was thinking, what is the goal for my channel? Like, what do I want to do with it? And like I said, the history part of it, I really like that. So like, showing a mask number one, it's great, but at the same time, no,
Are you
I didn't.
picking on me?
It's a great book. I was just looping it back to what we were talking about. So
Anyway, so it's just me now. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
We're the comic neophytes.
I did not mean that as an insult by any means.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But like I like talking about like the history. So like like mask number one, like okay, so this is what happened in this book, or like this was the story behind this, or
Right.
this was my story about why I wanted to get this book, things like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into G.I. Joe with that in mind, and I looked at what was going on with YouTube and just kind of figuring out like what is my voice and my perspective in this. And also, like, how can I add something to the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Not just like rehash, like which is perfectly fine. There's a lot of amazing channels that do that, but I just wanted to feel like I was doing something that was kind of contributing to the
Give it another dimension.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And looking at some of the channels that are like the 100,000, millions of subscriber type of channels. There's in the comic world, they're only the History Channel videos. So I kind of like, combine those two things. Like I want to do something that's unique, voice-wise, perspective-wise for G.I. Joe. I also want to grow the channel. So I combined those and I said, okay, well, it makes sense to do history. I looked, there are people who do it, but not a ton of people who do character videos and kind of like talking about really like super in depth on each issue and whatnot. So I combined those and I said, okay, well, I'll just kind of start this and see where it goes, and it just kind of grew from there. So that was really the kind of the pivot point and the impetus for the new evolution for the channel.
Dude, I love it. When I did my Baroness video for Cobra Convergence this year, I credited you. I'm always pointing in the wrong direction. But I was like, I know a lot about Baroness, but I'm going to kind of knock the dust off that knowledge base. I'm just going to go watch Jesse's video. So I watched your whole video on the Baroness. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about Chameleon. Yeah, that's right. And they're like, I barely even touched on it, but yeah, like the way that you structure those videos, I always either learn something or remember something that I had put in like the foggy part of my brain and things like that. So I always love to watch those videos. And then you also do, I don't know if you still do them, but you have done the Real World Joe vehicle videos too.
I did a series of that, probably, I think like maybe 3 of them. And I really want to continue that because that's also something I really enjoy is, talking about, vehicles and like, like you said, the real world inspiration. But I've kind of taken that idea and infused that into the character videos. Yeah. So like the Unproduced one.
Right,
exactly right. So it was a little bit of like a, it didn't kind of fit with the theme of the video, but I just felt like I needed to put a little bit of that into it. So, I do want to get back to just like specifically focused on the vehicles, but like for now, at least I'm just kind of, working that into each character and, I don't want to like derail that kind of the flow of that topic or that conversation or, so I don't go as in depth into it as I would like with just a vehicle video, which is why I want to get back to that. But I still get a little bit of that, just kind of going through each character.
It's still really cool stuff to tie in together. I have to give a shout out to my brother. Speaking of which, Jay Bartlett. So good to see you, Jay. Thanks for being here. All right, question for you both. the Night Raven, SR-71 Blackbird, Firefox.
Blackbird for me.
Or you can split hairs and say combination of the two.
Yeah, I would. I
Blackbird
mean,
with the D21 drone.
What'd you say?
Blackbird with the D21.
Yeah,
I'm a mashup
I'm a mashup.
because Firefox dad, he was like, I think you'll like this. And I was like, oh, I freaking love this movie.
Oh, Firefox is so good.
It's
Yeah.
an awesome movie.
I mean, when they land on the ice with the sun. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he has to stop.
Yeah.
Like, he turns around. That movie's great, man. I love Firefox. And that's one of those movies, kind of like First Blood, where you see these service members, and a lot of guys don't talk about like the dark stuff, like Tony will. I will here and there, not very often. But when Tony and I got together, we talked about it a lot. But that he has some severe post-traumatic stress disorder in that movie, in Firefox, and they do not shy away from that whatsoever.
No. Yeah, it's front and center.
Yep.
Albert in the chat said one of the first videos of mine that he saw was Sleepwalker, which is a very not a popular character, I guess, is the way to put it. But that's another thing that I like to do as well, is kind of characters that haven't been delved into too deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. So thank you for that. And then Matt Noon said not convinced that anyone does as thorough a job on history as I do. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to recognize those two.
I don't think so either. I think your history videos hit all the points, cover all the bases, start banging off the corners, and you always do a freaking awesome job on those videos. I think this is.
I gotta say though, they're not perfect. I do make mistakes. I think in that Baroness video, when I said a town in Scotland, I'll just say that for now. I got really clocked on my pronunciation of the town, and that's something that happens a lot with pronunciation, But I like that because I get to learn too, so it's nice. As long as it's done respectfully, then
not maliciously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and mistakes happen.
And I'm totally cool with that stuff too. It's all in the approach, right? I'm a big fan of that. Respect is a two-way street thing, and we all do that. No one's infallible, and none of us are experts either. Like, we're enthusiasts in this stuff. Like, we either know as much or less as half the people in the chat, and plus they can sharpshoot the shit out of you because they got Google. We're sitting here trying to entertain people.
You're like, what's that character's name?
Well, actually, I just asked Google, and Google said this. I think this is a comment, Pete. Ask Scuba Pete, what is that big thing on the shelf? There's a lot of them.
Let me spin this way.
There you go. So Death Star, Death Star.
Yeah, that's Palatoy Death Star.
Z Force
headquarters from Palatoy. And then Death Star. And then on the wall, I just finished putting up the vinyl cases from Star Wars with a slot for the Return of the Jedi. And then the M16, I got it because, we played with those in the neighborhood back in the day. And it still does the... And autographed landing pad from Z-Force with Bob Breakin to Scuba, which was awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And then a shipwreck that I got autographed as well.
Awesome. Yojo Jerk says that Frankenberry is a good player. That's not my favorite monster cereal.
Not your favorite monster?
No. I'm a strict Count Chocula guy.
Chocula.
Jesse?
How about a Python Patrol Frankenberry?
Actually, they have a new one. The female, it's like Caramella or whatever. It's like the caramel apple one. That kind of looks like Python Patrol. Because it's like green and orange. And it's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Milk was a bad choice.
Is that a female Starduster?
What about Starduster?
Cereal. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Milk was a bad choice. I'm in a glass cage of emotion.
The Batman killed Baxter.
That movie is so quotable.
Oh yeah.
So Raw Talk Real Deal says they use boring tactics like live streams to awkwardly describe toys they really have no love for.
Right? I mean, they're I liked when they were at home and they sent them like, here's the boxes to put on this, like clear that shit off your shelf and then put that behind you. And like, I'm a big fan of G.I. Joe.
I'm
like,
here to sell you a HasLab about the Dragonfly XH-1.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
I get that you're, that's your team that you're on, but it's, and you're told, sell it. I get it. That's your job. And,
yeah.
But
well, the guy on the Star Wars team had to like try to entice people to buy stuff that had already been put out previously. Like, look at this! Look what we got here! Super hype machine! And it's like, no,
that felt like the midnight infomercial for like the Popeil,
Slap chop.
Now, how much would you pay?
But wait, there's more. Yeah. Here's a question from Just Jeff. Pretty much rhetorical, but hey, how do I convince Jeff to build a room like yours? Do it.
Just yeah.
Just do it. Just Nike that shit. Jesse, I like your Mando helmet.
Oh, thank you.
You got a lot of Voltron going on there, brother.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over here. Oh, over here.
Dude, that Baroness statue, I finally scored that Baroness statue and I love it. It's so good.
This little one here.
Oh,
Nice.
little Voltron. Is that the newer one?
No, this is let me see. I found this like at a swap shop. That's another thing I really like is going to swap shops and just finding random shit. Like you just never know what you're gonna find. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's
That's where I found this.
That's like Scuba's bread and butter right there. He just, goes and finds random stuff that everybody wants to punch themselves in the face over. He finds it.
yeah, because I used to like, I'm going in with a list. This is what and it's like list schmist.
I got your list right here.
What's cool?
Oh, hey, that caught my eye. I'm getting that. Somebody's like, that's not G.I. Joe. Shut up. I got that. Woodman, what gives with the Night Raven info? I don't know what you're talking about.
Stay tuned.
I can't yet. JLS Comics
secrecy
videos are amazing. George Aiken says Catwoman was dumb. The plot involved toxic beauty products. Wasn't that kind of the same plot of Batman 89? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. History of comic guy. That was the plot of 89 Batman, right?
Yeah.
Right? Beauty products. That movie sucks. I love picking fights with people over Batman 89. 80s guy says Jesse's G.I. Joe bio videos are a must-watch for Joe fans. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have a confession of the day. I'm a big fan of playing confession of the day with the ma'am.
Oh boy,
it
here
doesn't
we go.
always mean that there's like,
Here we go. All right.
But I have a confession of the day. Are you ready, Jesse?
All right, let's go.
So if Barto's still here, Jay Bartlett knows that I'm going to do this, and I guess now I'm going to
Oh boy.
announce it to everyone else. I had decided that I was going to do a spoofish kind of history of videos, but all the information was going to be wrong.
Okay. That's amazing. I love
like it. Yeah.
This is Duke from 1981, and it's a 3-inch figure, and just like,
This is ship
not only is
shape.
he Falcon's half brother, but just whatever.
That sounds amazing. I
Firefighter
love it.
cousin, and I was just gonna go at it, but it's hard to write like slapsticky humor because I just want it to flow. I don't want it to be scripted, so I'm trying to come up with ridiculous stuff like he drinks tiger blood and any kind of stupid trope I could come up with. Stephen S says, am I alone in not caring too much for the bats? I mean, I know why they invented them for the line, but I'd rather have more human soldiers and less robots fighting. Gentlemen, Battle Android Troopers?
I like version 1. That's my fave. I like that lenticular sticker, but yeah, in the cartoon they were always just cannon fodder. So
I mean, I get it. Like they don't want to, be shooting at humans for a kid show. So
especially when you introduce Sarge, right? You can't have Sarge like grabbing vipers and breaking their eye sockets,
breaking their backs,
rip their spine,
tearing their arm off,
and beating them with it.
So I mean, that's why you got to have a Battle Android Trooper. I love bats personally. I have every modern version of a bat that there is, and then some that I just made. But
I like kind of some of the later bats that look more like Terminator-esque.
Oh,
there were some like later in the series that were just like that's...
Yeah, well, the Valor versus Venom one, they kind of had that Terminator-esque, very lean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Brandon loves bats. The collector says popcorn. I like popcorn.
Doesn't sound bad.
Just Jeff loves Batman. That's the same, right? What same what? Oh man, here you go. Monsters Ball, Halle Berry Monsters Ball. Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Largo says JLS Comics was a partial inspiration for the AF3 format.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. Oh, and then Robert's Infinite Realms. That's a comment you were talking about, Sleepwalker?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. This is just kind of how it rolls with me, man. I get behind on the chat. We all laugh about it. It's fun. Beta Ray Bob says the Slipstream Conquest video was great.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I agree. Rachel Salinas still want a real life Sikorsky Sky Crane Aspen. Why did they not make that freaking vehicle?
Yep. We need it for heavy lifting. Come on.
You just, I mean, it's in the issue 1. Just do it
right there.
Do it.
And that actually can tie into our topic for tonight about memberberries and, relying on, nostalgia and fan service, or do we want to be innovative and push the franchise forward and create some new touch points for, the people who are just entering now, who maybe in 20 years, that Sky Crane will be the memberberry for them. But we're not doing that. So
we're also not talking about that either.
Yeah. Well,
and here's the other thing. Like when I had Kirk Bazigian on, we were talking, and he was like, why are you making another Sky Striker? The F-14's been out of the inventory for how long? He's like,
he's like, blow it up.
Sky Striker. Yeah.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
The whole line. Blow it up.
And then even people in that chat were like, yeah, do an F-22. And I'm like, they did. It's called the Thunderwing, and like they did an F-23, right? The YF-23 right there. And then, they did an F-22. It's not like Joe never moved forward with the inventory that we have at the Department of Defense. It's just that people don't remember the Thunderwing. They just like Sky Striker. Give me another Sky Striker. It's like, why don't you do another Ghost Striker X-16? The F-16 is still in the inventory. Do something like that. But,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, that YF-23, the Storm Eagle, that's one of my favorite jets. Love that thing. Like, granted, like because I love the Black Widow, not necessarily because I love like the what do you call it? The water shooting thing, the squirt gun part of it. But I just love the YF-23. That was developed in like the late 80s. It was announced
in tandem with the F-22. They competed
with the F-20. Exactly, right? It was part of the ATF program. And that thing feels so much like as much of like NGAD, which is like the next generation air dominance, like the 6th gen stuff that we're moving towards, that was like 89, 90, you know, officially. Just it's a cool plane. Like
It
we
is,
should do
yeah.
something like that, like, you know, coming, you know, forward. But like like B-21 Raider, something like that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the U.S. military, obviously, as you guys know, is moving forward. We're supplanting roles. You know, the E3 AWACS is being supplanted by the E7 with the wedge tail. You know, coming up pretty soon. F-35 is supplanting like the A-10, and you know, a bunch of these other you know, fighters, and you know,
F-18, F-16, yeah, because it's a
Exactly,
multi-role
right?
fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just getting up to Block 3, I think, for the Super Hornet. So it's called like the Super Duper Hornet, you know? So we're moving forward. So why can't move forward too, right? And just kind of give us something new. Like you can honor the past, you can give us something from the past, but give us something new at the same time. I think it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I think the
definitely.
biggest thing with doing a Sky Striker HasLab is they just did the 30th anniversary not that long ago. Don't tell me like you have to HasLab those molds. You could have HasLabbed an F-35, sure, and you know, done the, you know, the doors at the top and, you know, swivel the engine, and you could have done some crazy stuff, and then we could have got an updated multi-role fighter. But yeah, absolutely.
That Sky Striker should have been on store shelves, no doubt.
Exactly, right. And there's a way to do that where like you have your F-14 or you have your Sky Striker, right? It's kind of like Tomcat, I'm sorry, Top Gun 2. You know, you had your plane that, you know, Pete Mitchell loved. He flew it, he got it. It made sense for the story, but you also got like your advanced, you know, stealth fighters and your Sukhoi fighters with the crazy bell maneuver and stuff. Like you can do these things and have everything make sense and organic to the story you're trying to tell.
Yep,
dude, I got that click and play F-18, and then I went on Toy Hacks and I got the Sky Striker sticker set for Top Gun. There you go, Pete Mitchell's F-18, baby. Firefox was a good movie. Firefox was great. Yes. Skyfall. Thank you very much. Good sir sends a $5 super sticker, and you are awesome. Much appreciated. That.
To shoot in the Russian.
This is how far behind in the chat I am. This is just how we go. Right? So we just go with it. Jason says Firefox is a classic. The plane in the movie is cool. There was also a coin-op arcade of Firefox. That is true.
I forgot about that.
And then Jeff says, shit gets real fast in the field. Now I'm trying to just catch up. I'm sorry. Yeah. Robert's Infinite Realm says to you, Jesse, those less popular characters are awesome. Often my favorite.
Well, yeah, everybody, you know, you've got like that pack of the tried and true, and there's a bazillion videos out there, but when you pick somebody that's just I mean, I don't want to, they're not any less valuable, but in a story, a second tier character like that. And yeah, I want to know more. I'm going to click on that.
Yeah,
exactly. That kind of goes back to what I was saying about what am I adding to the conversation? Like, what am I contributing to this? Sorry for this word, chat. This community, or like, but like, you know, I want to do something that's kind of, you know, in the same vein as everything else, the same topic, but unique and different. Yep. So some of those like sub tier like B, C, D characters, you know, there may be some videos out there, but there's not a ton. But you'll find, like, if I did like Spider-Man, there's, you know, 100,000 videos out there, and you know, that's not, you know, unique. And I want to be contributing to this and not just you know, rehashing things other people did.
Hi, Leslie.
She's back upstairs after beering me.
80s guy said, I never knew Zartan had a daughter. Yep.
Okay. Lilith says, no love for Iron Eagle. How sad. That's not true, Lilith. I love Iron Eagle.
I'm not even there yet. G-Force Racing says, I think there are 2 Kenner Death Stars.
Oh, behind me? There are now 2. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Behind you? Yes.
Yes.
As far as
but in the
but the
Leslie let me have one upstairs in our bedroom for the longest time because she's awesome. Yeah,
the American box opens like this. The Canadian box opens here.
I didn't know that.
What's up, dude?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The Canadian one in French and English opens along the long spine.
Oh.
Yeah. So technically, that's the only 2 Death Stars in that style. And then there's the Palatoy one behind you, the spherical, heavy cardstock. And then there's the micro playset, which I love.
Oh, it's cool.
Those micro playsets were so fantastic.
I still have the foam for that one as well. Hasn't disintegrated yet.
There are 2 different Palatoy Death Stars.
What? No, there's only one. I think she's getting confused on what I got.
Talking about okay, I get you.
By the way, Chad, I have this TIE fighter here, so I can throw it at a rebel base in response to certain someone throwing an X-wing at a Death Star. And actually, it's
you remember that story?
Take that, you rebels!
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the thing where I don't know if I'm a hypocrite, and it's hard for all of us as people, as human beings, because we're not infallible. It's hard for us to not be hypocrites. And so when I look at this and this stupid ass kid on this box, this takes me back. Like, to me, this is nostalgia, but does it make me a hypocrite because I don't like nostalgia marketing, or is this different because this is original 79? And I can't answer that question. I really can't. But to me, this reminds me of my mom, right? And my mom gave me my lifelong love of toys and dollies. And because I had one that I shattered on Christmas that was replaced, like, now when I look at this thing, all I think about is how my mom busted her ass and worked at night so she could finish school and she could give her kids whatever they wanted. We never went without. And like this, I
always
had
wanted
emotional responses with this. Like,
I wanted to be that kid I wanted to be the Kenner kid on this box as I look at mine. But going into Children's Palace and seeing those stacked up with what felt like from Earth to the moon right on the toy aisle was just like,
oh.
And your parents would leave you alone on that aisle. Like, they were like, "Oh,
yeah,
we're gonna go look at bikes," and you're like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna go down to the Star Wars aisle."
Fine, go look at the puzzles. I'm going to be stacking up my want list over.
We're gonna look at the family games.
There's a comment I'm going to throw up here in a second because it's funny. But Jesse, before I forget, you were talking about the Storm Eagle. Now, I don't know if you can see them behind me, but those Storm Eagles are all customized into the Seekers.
Nice.
You want me to make myself big? That's what she said. Now watch. Look.
Oh, hey, that's pretty.
You see them right there?
Yeah.
Starscream, right? Those 3, yeah, they're all the Seekers.
Love it.
That's awesome.
I'll put them in one of my next.
I like that display. Sometimes I embrace the vertical display, but sometimes I forget that with the aircrafts. It's like,
I think for like aircraft like that, it serves like really well to see that top down profile.
Yeah.
And you can't see it, but it's all the way around the room, like 3 sides of the room, because this is a false wall. This is all just bookshelves, right? Because there's garage beyond that. But yeah, 3 of them all the way around. Big Bacon. I'm an expert a-hole and an expert on the truffle shuffle. Everybody needs someone who can do the truffle shuffle in their life.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Earl Potts, thank you very much. This great lineup in here. Been watching JLS regularly for about 2 years now.
Nice.
Thank you, Earl. Appreciate you.
You know what? I'm going to echo what you said, Earl, and I'm going to say great people, meaning all of you in the chat. So thank
Yeah.
you all for being here. And that's a cool picture of you and Uncle Toddy Mac there. Pretty cool. I met Todd McFarlane at a Walmart in 1996.
Really?
Yeah. So I've told the story before about how when Power of the Force 2 came out, active duty Army, I got a part-time job at a Walmart. Kind of, on the down low, just so I could buy the figures. And so I got a part-time job in a toy department at a Walmart just so I could buy all the Power of the Force 2 stuff. I had that Leia when everybody else was scrambling for it. I was that guy, right? And Toddy Mac and the real Al Simmons, like the guy that he based Spawn off of, his high school friend, they were in Albuquerque. And I don't know how my boss got them to come into Walmart and do a signing, but they did. Yep. And so I'm just there working one day, just doing my side hustle for Star Wars figures, and there's freaking Toddy Mac.
Yeah, you're like, what the
and stuff, and I'm like, I don't collect your stuff, but I think that's pretty rad. So,
That's
whatever.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's how I met Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Just random. I was working at a mall back in one of my first jobs, and it was actually Sears. And I come out on a break. Yeah, I was going to what do they call it? Sbarro for the pizza.
Sbarro,
yeah. He was walking through the mall, like in the middle, like with his little entourage, and I say I met him, but it's just kind of like a hi, how are you? Like, nice to meet you. Like, holy shit, like,
yeah.
But he was there because his parents had a house like up in the mountains, a few miles away, so that's why he was like in that area. But kind of cool, Even Tyler.
Jesse, Aerosmith is in my Subaru. Let's go to the Subaru cam.
It was not too far outside of when,
oh no, she's talking to my mom.
I love those weird, like, random interactions that you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is it? 2023? Oh, geez, man. I think it was 2000. I'm going to be off, but I want to say like 9 or 10. 2009 or 10. We were playing the Hard Rock in Vegas, and I was just walking through the casino floor, just trying to get to one of the side doors of the venue, and freaking Bill Goldberg like walks right in front of me. And it was like one of my buddies was like, "Dude, Bill Goldberg, like, oh, he's one of my favorite wrestlers." And I was like, "I don't really care about wrestling, but that dude is huge, huge." So, yeah, just random. What about Booberry? Yeah, Pete says yeah.
I like Blueberry.
Jesse?
It's all right.
I'm not a Count Chocula.
Yeah.
See, I liked Fruit Brute.
I'm being diplomatic with that answer.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
You don't need to be diplomatic here. It's totally fine.
I don't like.
Hayden says, "What do you want Hasbro to do? Have a classified commercial during the Super Bowl?" No, I don't. That would be a lot of money wasted. That's
Aerosmith brought to you by Hasbro.
That is not their audience. Oh, what's up, Ninja? Good to see you,
Ninja.
brother. I'm sorry, I'm like 20 minutes late.
I wouldn't mind some of those. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
I wouldn't mind some of those comic book commercials coming back. Those are pretty cool, but not the Super Bowl.
No.
Just like regular.
Anyway, yeah. Good to see you, Ninja, and I'll be catching your show later on tonight. And then Ninja's on with me on Wednesday, so that'll be fun.
Yep. Coming up fast.
Alec Tuttles, which toy line would you most like to see a 1/18 scale revamp of? Ooh, gentlemen.
I'm gonna go with Mask.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. You keep thinking.
It's how he rules.
That's why I like that one. the real quick one because it's like, yeah.
Good.
You better answer me sooner. I'm going to give you Kevin from the selfie series.
Oh no!
All right, I'm
Jesse,
gonna
hurry.
do Scuba Pete then, Matt.
Sorry.
I'll take it.
Mask? You think mask?
Eh.
Now everybody's saying hi to Ninja.
What do you?
Because, you know,
What's your
Ninja.
pick?
Oh no, he's thinking. Look at him.
I mean, I guess I would have to pick Mask because Mask has not really had a comeback.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel it's kind of low-hanging fruit. But if you were going to bring Mask back, it's a vehicle-centric line, so 1/12 is out. It would have to be 1/18 scale. So it's the obvious answer, even though I don't want to say it's a lazy answer to me. It's just
all right. I'll take your lazy critique and I'll go with Battlestar Galactica.
Ooh.
Or Buck
But with
Rogers.
Colonial Vipers in the proper scale.
Yes, proper scaled Colonial Vipers would just be yes.
Did you hear that Ace from Ramen Toys is doing 1/18 scale V?
No.
Yep.
That mad scientist.
Mm-hmm.
We got to chat a little bit at PowerCon, so it was cool to finally, not just in the chat, but that's a V. Oh.
V.
Because we totally got robbed.
He's doing like the transport shuttle, and then he's doing like the little attack fighter shuttle thing.
Yeah.
And
Wicked. We
I
mean, that was the playground topic for when that miniseries was going on. And then toy wise, product wise, we got robbed in the States. Over in Europe, it was like, hey, look at all this V stuff, even if it was bootleg V stuff.
Yeah, totally. And then this is the kind of stuff I like to see. Matt Noon said, just subscribe to Yojo Jerk. Great energy. I love Grunt. Yep. See, that's the kind of stuff I love to see. And Denny Geeks here. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
What's up?
You're late. You owe punch and pie. You know the rules.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't care what scale, but Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Ooh.
I want more of that. I want like the whole line.
Very nice.
When I was at that Southwest Toy Mania where I got the Death Star and all these other freaking awesome pickups, one of the guys had the Jason the Wheel Warriors, the Command Center playset. It was 100% complete.
Oh,
and
hello.
me, I'm looking at it like, I bet you I could cram some 1/18 scale Joes in that sucker. And then I was like, yeah, but what? I'm not going to spend that money just to
Yeah, because they're not cheap complete.
Nope. And I'm not really a Wheeled Warriors guy, but
great cartoon.
You know how context is everything, right? So I'm scrolling through the chat, trying to catch up like I should, like a good boy. And I see this. You have about as much enthusiasm as a robot who's chopping wood. And I'm like, the fuck did you say to me? And then I realized, like, that's probably not aimed at me, no. That's probably not aimed at me. I think that was my first F-bomb. I'm getting better. Oh, and then Steven says, you even get a bag of bones. You want a bag of bones with that Star Wars toy? Oh, yeah. That's what they're all talking about.
And Greg, old school Battlestar Galactica. I know he asked.
Yeah.
Old school
not
or
that,
sci-fi.
Katie Sackhoff one, which
not that I didn't like it. I
there were
enjoyed
parts
it.
of that were good, but there's something about the original, man. Like,
I can watch.
We're gonna have a celebration, and the Cylons are gonna come, and guess what? Wipe you out, boy.
No.
Rachel Selena says in a couple of years we'll all be buying our collectibles off of Home Shopping Network
for the low
price. Operators
are standing by.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Don't get your vintage.
Yeah, that's going to be vintage. Right?
What I'm gonna do
in 4 years.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna double your offer.
Ninja says, "What's up, everybody? Hit that like button, please, since Chad doesn't want to say it." I mean, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very much. Why does Chad sound like Popeye?
I don't know.
No, I don't. Do I? Do I sound like Popeye? I don't know.
I can't even do a good Popeye. That's
Oh, Greg's here and says, "Ooh, chat is live. Got to come in and say hi. Hello, Greg. Good to see you. Thanks very
good to
much.
see you, buddy.
I don't know. Do I sound like Popeye? Dale Stanford says I do. No,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Not to me.
No.
I think your voice is soothing and relaxing.
Thank you. You know, there's like the speaking voice, and then there's like your normal voice. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Matt Noon says, to be honest, any battle android trooper works. I really grew to love the version 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. Like, did I get sucked into like my whole 90s show or something about it? But I just like them. Hayden says my favorite army builders are snow serpents and eels.
What, Hayden? I don't know what you're talking about. I just happen to have 2 at the ready.
All you hear is like, oh, look, there he goes. There goes Jesse.
I'm right there with you, Hayden. I just like I can't pass up a freaking eel.
Is that sealed? Have you
It's super sealed.
super shield? Look at how sealed that is. That's pretty rad. Yeah, the weird is that a
with the
wolf pelt?
Yeah.
Jesse, are you muted? You muted yourself, dude. Hello.
I told you it's my first time back in a while. So yeah, there's the pelt there.
Hey, can you see this? Look at this. Look at what I'm showing you.
It's the silent issue. All right. Yeah. So snow serpent.
Yeah. Does he have snowshoes?
Uh,
I wouldn't know.
no, but he has a snowboard.
Oh, yeah. So they gave him the V2 snowboard kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
With
sure it
the
doesn't have
Cobra logo, of course.
rockets. Oh, yeah.
If there's nothing you can say about Cobra, it is that they have a really good branding department.
They do. Yes. They have a great branding department.
Pick up your
Robert
snowboard
Simpson-
downstairs at the Terradrome gift shop.
Exactly.
Make sure you get that Cobra logo silk screened on it before you take off down the mountain. You
Cobra
radical
Commander
trooper,
will be
you.
signing snowboards.
In the promenade. Promptly at 1400. Robert's Infinite Realm says, to me, bats filled the ranks because Cobra didn't have enough troops.
He does have snowshoes.
some-
Yeah.
Kind of like
Kind of a
crampon-y
newer-
looking things.
Yeah.
And then Big Bacon says the Aspen would allow them to airlift my ass into battle. Da-da-da.
By the way, you'll get to it in like 20 minutes, but Big Bacon also said that this isn't real.
I like how he said, I'll get to it in 20 minutes. Like, he knows.
You'll see it after the stream ends.
All right, well, watch this. So Lilith said if Hasblad did an Aspen 118 scale, I'd be tempted to buy it. 80s guy said I was also partial to Night Vipers.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. They're
Earl
cool.
Potts with Toddy Max says they should have put a bat with Sarge in that new Transformers mashup.
Oh,
Yeah. What's the classified? Oh, the Crimson Strike 3-pack with the Baroness and the twins
Mhm.
came with blueprints for an O-ring battle android trooper. I was like, that's kind of a weird.
But back there.
What are you pointing at?
The
Oh, the
extensive
Crimson
Enterprises
Strike.
box. Yeah, with the Crimson Strike. Yeah, I know it's a little bit blurry, but
No,
it's
I
back
see
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I just
extensive
don't have my
Enterprises
glasses
box.
on.
George Aiken, didn't the A Team make an F-16? They sure did, and there's the box for it right there.
And shall I get it?
I mean, if you want to, because I'm not going to yank mine off the wall.
All right.
By all means,
One
go
moment.
ahead, Pete. Show me
One
your
moment.
flex.
As I sashay over.
Yeah, it's the A-Team Interceptor bomber. Jesse, I like how when you were talking about the F-117, you're like, it's a bomber, not a fighter, but that's an argument for another time.
Yeah, it's true.
It is, but they call it the F-117A for attack. Which
Exactly. So I think they use the F designation just to make it more appealing, but
Yeah.
it's truly
it is.
a bomber. Yeah.
All right, Pete, here you go. Making you big. That's what she said.
That's what she said. It is missing the front wheel, but I stole it price-wise. There you go.
Dude, I think I have another front landing gear.
Do you really?
I think so.
That's the one thing I'm missing. But it's it's almost like model, quality. You're like, oh god.
Talk amongst yourselves.
All
But,
right. Now that he's gone.
Finally.
Oh, here we go.
That's
Oh,
amazing, though.
Damn
I
it,
love
you didn't. Yeah, it's. I don't plan on, A-Team line collecting, but it just when you see it, you grab it.
I
got.
heard you, sons of bitches. I heard you.
What? Oh, hey.
I won't
Anyway,
be
so
back. Oh,
here's-
no.
Here's the box for my complete one on the wall. But
Nice.
yeah, here's another shell that I have.
Mhm.
I still have the
love it.
wings
Toy comes together.
because these things are so they're so thin and fragile.
Yep.
But I believe, Monsieur Scuba.
Careful. Yeah, none of the hinging or whatever. It's like it's not that Joe plastic that you know and love. Yeah, it's worse than the Rattler.
You need that?
I do need that. I need it.
It's all yours, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
You rock.
Yeah, you know me. I'm gonna send you this whole piece of shit in the mail. Be like, get that gear out yourself because it'll probably
you do it.
explode if I do it. Rolando Flores is here. What's
Hey,
up, dude? Good to
Rolando.
see you. I'm sure he's like, yeah, I said hi to you like a half hour ago, jerk.
Hey, Rolando.
Good to see you, dude.
Here's a good point. Did anyone see the bridge layer variants that Ramen showed?
No, apparently I need to go back and study on
Yeah,
ramen.
just go look at Ramen's
Behind.
Facebook. So he was talking about it previously, and he did do a bridge layer, and then people were like, well, you don't want Hasbro coming after you. It's like, actually, the AVLB is a real vehicle. So
Yeah.
Hasbro can't come at you for that. But because Ace is kind of brilliant like that, it's the main body of the vehicle, and then it has, the bridge.
Yep.
But you can take the bridge off, and then he has like almost a Wolverine style missile turret that you can put on there instead. So you can kind of plug and play it. I think there's also a tank turret with a smoothbore cannon, and then he has like mine clearing blades that you can add to the
No
front.
way. Oh,
It
that's
looks awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. But yeah, he did.
I love his evil genius.
David Andrews says the Thunderwing is not as popular as the Sky Striker, and the Sky Striker is nostalgic. That is true. Yeah.
Not gonna argue with it.
It's the very first Joe vehicle you see in any animation, right? It's as soon as the intro starts, it's Sky Strikers flying over. I get it. Yeah. I totally get it. But the F-14 is out of the inventory, and if we're going to move the brand forward, you just gotta get away from it. They never even did an F-18. Like, you got to go to Click and Play for that.
Yep. I've got it. Ron gifted it to me. He did a custom up of it.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, yours is cool, man. I like it.
That's what I like about the Mark 23 Black Widow is that, it really is as close to, NGAD 6th gen as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. Here we go. The 2003 Joe Skysweeper jet is one of the dopest vehicles ever. but I'm definitely interested in a newer vehicle. Cool. Tony's Figs is here. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Come on.
Oh man, look at this. I'm getting to the bottom of the chat.
Uh-oh.
This. Have you guys seen that B1 project a fan is doing? Yes, and I ordered one. And it is. Have you seen it, Jesse?
No, but I need to see the link or something about it. This sounds cool.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I don't even know where my phone is. I don't want to be scrolling through my phone right now, but
It's badass.
yes, one of the guys on Facebook is doing a 1/18 scale B1B Lancer, and the wings swing the whole 9 yards. The bomb bays drop down, and it's gorgeous.
Good old bone.
It is gorgeous. Yep. I think he was selling 10 of them to like start, kind of get it started off because filament costs money and stuff. But
Yep.
yeah, I'll shoot you the link, Jesse. I don't know if he's still selling them, but for sure, hit him up.
Fans doing the best work again.
Fans are doing the best work.
Right on.
Stephen S. is a VTOL like the one in True Lies. That is the Harrier jump jet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It is a British plane that the American Marines adopted into their arsenal. Yep.
I used to work with a nurse who was an extra in the scene where the Harrier landed at the end of the 7 Mile Bridge in Florida.
Hello, nurse.
Exactly.
Little Animaniacs there. Oh, hey, did you guys say something about this comment like 20 minutes ago?
It was I think an hour ago, but yeah.
Actually, we need to talk about that one.
I'm with you, Lilith. We needed to play some music, some good fast music to like catch up. Like, hey, we gained 3 minutes. Okay, bye. I gave you that link. I can take it away.
I always read it. I can take it away. I kick your ass right out. Bonehead's here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Bonehead.
I love that picture.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Cutthroat says, I found 2 copies of G.I. Joe from Image 301. So glad I found the only 2 left in the comic book store. Awesome.
Slick.
Yeah.
Here you
that
go.
issue sold out really quickly.
Yeah. Jesse, I know you know the
covered.
answer to this. Was the Conquest based on a real airframe?
It certainly was.
Yep.
Certainly was.
Yep, absolutely. An experimental fighter that NASA was testing. Oh, show.
That's right.
I didn't know
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm. Rachel Selena says, I like Ambush. Why is he an E3? That's the thing with a lot of Joe ranks. You're like, man, you got a lot of responsibilities for an E4.
Exactly. This doesn't making
First
sense
of all,
here.
if you're the elite of the elite, like you're above like ODA and all the SOG guys, that's where G.I. Joe kind of rests. Why do you even have E3s? Like, shouldn't they all? Everybody in Joe should be like E7 to like 06 and just like nobody talks about rank.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how the operators do it anyway. But yeah, GeForce Racing. Why don't we have an affordable 1/18 scale Airwolf? There was one made.
It's yeah, it was
Michael
fan
got
made.
it. Yeah, Michael got it. It was fan made.
It's
But
still I think it's still being created. Is it not?
I
don't know what happened to that.
I don't know. So, yeah, there was one. I don't know. Here you go. Just Jeff says, fun fact. Did you know the kid from the Masters of the Universe toy commercials was the lead on Monster Squad?
Oh,
Are you talking about the first one where the dad and his kids are like, they all have that echoey voice when they're talking in the commercial? I don't.
yes, son. I'll play with you.
Thanks, Dad.
Matt Noon, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry that I'm 26 minutes late reading this, but you know how I roll. I apologize. Matt Noon asks, is Carson moving post Memberberries or is he staying pat? in my opinion, even though he is O-ring and using the people that created G.I. Joe, he is creating new narratives. What do you guys think about that? About Operation Recall?
Yeah, he's totally creating a new cast of characters, and it's exciting to bring these designers and folks that we know and love as adults. As kids we had no idea, but to see them re-engage and do something cool in this O-ring military brand, not Joe, it's just Operation Recall. That's exciting. Delta 17, that's exciting.
Yeah. Jesse, what do you think?
I agree 100%. I love what, not just what they're doing, but what so many of those other, fans and, companies are doing is pushing forward and being innovative.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're missing with Hasbro and kind of the bigger companies is that innovation, leaning on the Memberberries with the repaints and the recolors and whatnot. But, people like, Carson and the tons of others, I could list them out, but I won't. It just, there's just so much there, so much new, and just pushing forward with the franchise, the scale, just the fandom. That's where it's at, honestly.
It's kind of a good, I don't want to say problem to have, but we live in a time where there are so many new and exciting lines coming out that, just like you said, Jesse, like I could try to start to name them all, but you will always forget one.
Yep.
And it's never been like this before. So Call Sign Longbow, Strike Force Alpha, Delta 17, that in the Navy Kickstarter, Legends of the Hidden Force, on and on and on, Operation Recall. And then I'm sure someone is going to say, what about this one? What about that one?
Yeah, Skeletron.
Yeah, Skeletron. And even, right, the Robo Skull is a thing. It's a known thing, but they took something that was so original and cool, like this Nightmare TIE Fighter, and then they were like, we're going to update it. And then not only are we going to update it, we're going to give it folding wings, and we're going to give it this, we're going to give it interchangeable cockpits, and we're going to appeal to all the collectors. And then they start coming out with the figures, man, the 4-inch figures, the 6-inch figures, the O-ring figures, and Matt LaCroix's he's hand painting that skull on these figures by hand, freehanding it. Then they came out with that freaking tribute figure, the Geyer Wolf, the tribute for Gary Head, and I'm like, dude, they were just killing it. Every time I thought I had, put everything that they had put out into my little backer kit. Oh no, wait, here's more. And the cool thing is, you have all these people in their free time that these people have jobs, and they're coming up with these stories and these lores and comics and all this stuff that ties in media and whatnot, and it's original. And then we look over at one of our favorite brands, and it's like, here's a fucking F-14.
And the guys at Skeletron.
Mad respect for Ken, Toy Connection, and Delta 17 for that same exact reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Pete?
I was saying, and Skeletron had the respect to take that and take it over to Bob Breakin in England and say, "Here's what we're doing. What do you think of this?" And he's like, "I think that's a great idea." Like you took my idea and just ran with it and got the papal blessing.
It all ties in because Bobby legally bought the Action Force name. I know some people say he freaking stole it or whatever, but we all know he bought it, right?
Yeah.
He bought the Action Force name, had conversations with Bob Breakin about Action Force, right? Bob was behind him. The Skeletron guys, Mark, Ben, all of them, great dudes, like really awesome guys who care. They reached out to Bob Breakin like, hey, how do you feel about this? And he's just like, yeah, do it. Then you got guys like Kirk Bazigian, Bill Merkline, Ron Rudat working with Carson on Operation Recall. And it is 100% like the spiritual, I don't want to say successor, but progression of G.I. Joe, because you have the Joe team guys working on this line.
When you see them either in person or on a video talking about Longbow and what they're doing with it, that sparkle in their eye, the grin they get, I'm like, You're like right back.
Yeah.
In the day, you know.
When I had Kirk on last week, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh yeah, are you staying real busy with Operation Recall?" He's like, "No, I'm just doing my same old job that I always did. These guys do stuff, and I just take a red pen to it." He's like, "That's all I'm doing." It's like, "Oh, okay." I was just like, "So you're being the boss
marking up
again?"
their
He's like,
homework.
"Pretty much." Yeah,
This needs
pretty much.
work.
I'm just the boss. Yeah, but it's fun. And yeah, look, this is what we were talking about. Conquest was based on the Grumman X-29.
X-29 Grumman.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amazing,
Palatoy made a
full
nice
set
cardboard
thing.
Action Force playset. Pete, point to it.
Oh, it's in the other room.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's your Death Star. That's right. My bad.
Yep. But it is a great playset.
Yeah. Look at that. No better memory than opening my Kenner Death Star on Christmas morning.
Oh, you got that for Christmas? That's awesome, dude.
And smashing it.
And smash.
What kind of a little bastard was I?
I mean, and you just with that you qualified. Well, my mom worked real hard and to get all
and I broke that shit immediately. But it wasn't intentional. I was just like,
kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
But that's what toys are, right? They are the 3D manifestations of the movies and the shows and the cartoons that we watch. Because like after we'd watch our cartoons, we'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go play with Skid Mark in the dirt," right?
Yep.
And so I destroyed the Death Star.
That kind of ties into something that Kirk said on one of your videos, where I think it was his son, maybe. He showed him a toy. It might have been like a Corvette or something like that. And he was like, "Hey, this is cool, right? So, it's a vet." And his son was like, "But what does it do?"
What does it do?
Right? Yeah.
But it doesn't do anything. Yeah. the Matchbox cars or whatever. Yeah. He's like, well, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's when Kirk was like, "We got to make all our toys do stuff." Yeah.
Exactly.
What? I got a detonator out of it. Greg's saying Chad do a toy room tour. I already did part 1. Part 2 will come out soon. Rachel says, "I want the Seekers in the new Joe crossover line." Like
where they're doing the Transformer and you get the O-ring figure.
Just based off the size of that Jetfire, those are going to be big, man.
That's what she said.
Hey. There it is.
Somebody said it. Lilith, scuba photo you upload on Face that Mark's Indian playset?
Yeah, it was Mark's, and it's the Comanche Pass. Yep. So it was in 1975, they brought out the Comanche Pass set on the heels of success of the Navarone playset, which I don't have, but I do want to get. And I saw
the
it boxed.
Navarone playset.
Oh, so cool! I love that movie. $300 boxed up in Ohio, and I was like, but I had bought other things that day, so I was like, no.
Yeah, there's one store here in Albuquerque. It's in the mall. I don't know if they're a chain or not. I think they're a chain, but I can't confirm. It's called GDE, right? Golf Delta Echo. And I call it goddamn expensive. They have boxed everything. They have the Castle of Lions. They have the Star Wars Millennium Falcon. They have the Empire ATST, which is rare, right? Because almost immediately that box was rebranded Jedi.
Yep.
On and on and on and on.
Wow.
They have that Navarone playset in the box.
Ching.
And this is all the stuff that's like up along their ceiling. So it's the pricey shit, right? And I'm like,
yeah, that's not down low.
Every now and again. And I'm just like, yeah, you don't really have much Joe stuff. And then they're like, oh, well, we have this Sigma 6, the 7-inch stuff. And I look at it and I'm like, that's $100. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, no.
Who wants that crap? Yeah.
But that up high still works for us because all of a sudden you're 8 years old again.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
That's true.
Would you look at that shit?
Jason says, Sbarro, authentic New York pizza.
Right. Yeah.
No, it's
an
not.
old family No. My Nona made the dough. No, she didn't.
No, absolutely not. No. Just Jeff says, I collided with Christopher Lloyd in Phoenix. Watch where you're going there, asshole. Oh, great Scott. We laughed. I helped him.
This is heavy.
I said, this is heavy. This is heavy was his response. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
My mom sold Junior Bacons to the Trumps in the 90s. Like
Junior Bacon
Wendy's?
cheeseburgers.
Man, those are so good. I'm a big fan. Big fan of those. G-Force Racing. I almost hit Mike Tyson and his entourage with my car going to an MC Hammer concert.
What?
Good thing it's almost, man. Fucking Iron Mike would have beat the shit right out of you. How long ago was that, G-Force Racing? Are we talking like pre or post face tattoo Mike Tyson?
Had to be pre an MC Hammer.
Well, if it's MC Hammer, yeah. Didn't he go to the Slammer? MC Hammer? I rhymed. I'm a poet. Whatever. Did he go to jail?
I have no idea.
Somebody will tell us in the
I don't know.
chat, and I'll read it in 40 minutes.
I stood
Eddie
behind
Rodriguez.
Eminem.
I stood behind Eminem in an outdoor concert. I ran into Padme Amidala, but Natalie Portman, right?
Mhm.
I ran into her at some outdoor market on the West Coast. And
Did you ask her to go to the lake country?
no, I did tell her that I don't like sand. I didn't, but some guy and his kid were like off to the side, and the kid's like,
Oh no, doing the creepy.
did the creeper picture. Yeah. Cool. I'm trying to catch up here a little bit. So hey Jesse, while I'm catching up on the chat, why don't you tell everybody what's new with you? What's coming up? What's going on? What do you got? What do you got going on? Sparrow?
You know, a little this, a little that, you know. My next video is going to be Electra. I have somebody who in my chat, in my comments, has been asking for that for the longest time. Characters like that take a lot of time to research. I don't know for you guys, but it's, and I heard an estimate a while back. I feel like it's pretty accurate, but for every like minute of video, it's about an hour of time involved in the video. Between like research, the editing, the production, like putting it all together, editing the audio, editing the video. So somebody like Electra is taking a lot of time for me to get together. So that's what I'm working on next. That's kind of in the pipeline. And then just more cool shit, G.I. Joe coming up. So
That's what it is, more cool shit, right?
Yep.
Exactly, right? More cool dollies. Hoping to do more. Hopefully this goes well. I don't know, but hoping to do more live videos. Just kind of get back into that. One of the things that I'm kind of feeling like, so like when I told you guys that I was like at that sort of inflection point with, going from comics to the lore and history videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of at that same place now. So I'm realizing when I started there, I did like an Akira video. I don't know if you know Akira. But one of the things I realized with that was, and that was like kind of one of my first quote unquote viral videos, which is horrible. Don't watch it. It's bad, but it's
now
out
I'm
there.
gonna go watch it.
No, please don't.
It went viral. How bad is it?
But so the video itself,
Yeah, just keep
was
talking.
kind of like there was a few minutes of like intro about like why I'm interested in this, and I realized people were not interested in like me as the commentator, but more like they're searching for like Akira, at least at the time, or Skidmark, and like who is Skidmark? Not necessarily like who is JLS Comics, who is Jesse.
Skidmark.
But like now I'm realizing that's like a huge part of like what I'm missing right now is that connection there. That's something that Zazel from Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse said pretty recently. Like, I love the channel, but I want to get to know like you more, right? Who are you? And like, and I feel like I'm kind of missing that. And I love the community. I love like, the connections, like we're talking now. The chat is awesome. Like I try to always be in the chats, but like I feel like that's the aspect that I'm missing from my channel. So that's kind of like maybe not like immediately, but maybe moving like early into 2024. Something that I'm looking to do more is just be kind of more on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
And more like kind of interacting. And I'm really rusty right now. Like I'm probably doing a shitty job, but I'm reading the comments too. Thank you, DJC. I appreciate that. But like, you know,
make
that's
me look
something
like
that I'm
shit.
moving towards more. Like,
Skipping ahead.
What's up, Terry?
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He'll get to TJC in 3 hours later.
3 hours later. Dude,
So-
I love to see your face again. It's been a long time since you've shown your face. And
It really has. Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's the stuff where people, you know, they put a face to the voice, you know, and to the name and all that stuff. And yeah, man, it's freaking awesome. I'm glad you came.
I'm gonna put this out there just because, like, you know, I'm all about like removing the stigma for this and mental health, but like I have a lot of like social anxiety.
Yeah.
And putting my face out there, not just like my face, but just like being like a, you know, forward facing figure for the community. I don't want to like, you know, make that. What's that?
Vulnerable.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Yeah. I have a lot of anxiety around that. So, you know, just kind of, you know, I gotta work through
Overcoming that. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially with that huge noggin of yours. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your fucking face takes up like 2/3 of the screen. Who are you talking about?
That's fine. And it's pointy in some parts.
I'm just kidding, man. I love it. But yeah, Jesse,
Yeah, It's
Trust
only
me,
in this kind of venue can you develop that and
Right.
interact with people, even, you know, via the chat or as guests that you have on, where people really get to know you. So yeah, I think that's cool if you fire up the live streams in 2024.
you know, see, and at times like this is where I will like let the chat just rest and do their thing. But dude, thank you for sharing that. And B, I 100% know what you're talking about. And you know, Pete and I have hung out in person several times. Alone,
I'm still in
one-on-one.
therapy for that.
I get very anxious in social settings. I get kind of fight or flight in public, and you know, it's not that uncommon. It's actually more common than a lot of people think. But those of us who experience it, we think like, is there something wrong with me? Why am I different? Why am I like this when nobody else is? You know, and it's actually a lot of us.
Mhm.
And so I really appreciate you sharing that, man. But
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
you know,
That's why I think like it's important for us to like talk about it and you just put it out there, remove the stigma. It's not, you know, something that's, you know, unique or rare. You know, there's a lot of people who feel the same way. So
Yeah.
it's okay to talk about.
yeah, and there is a vulnerability factor to it as well.
Use your words. I've had several people come up and say, "Oh, you know, like as a preface, I'm kind of on the spectrum, so just know that." And I'm like, at this stage in life, who isn't? I'm like, I think we all are at some degree. I'm like,
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, literally everybody is on the spectrum. I mean, if you know, it's
called a
where
spectrum.
are you on it? Like,
right?
Yeah, everybody is. Yeah.
So I was talking with Casey from Podcast from the Pit today, and we were recording for, you know, his next episode. I think comes out tomorrow or whatever. This is something I don't normally talk about, but you know, to kind of, you know, talk on what you were saying, Jesse, with the opening up about things. A lot of people think that when I speak, the cadence of my speech is just kind of how I am. But Pete, you know, in like when we're talking one-on-one, I don't have a lot of these pauses. I don't have a lot of the breaks when I speak. You know, because we're in a live forum in front of a bunch of people, I try to choose my words because that can always come back and bite us in the ass. B, I don't talk about this often at all But in 2012, I got hit with an IED, and I have a severe traumatic brain injury, and I never talk about it. But there are times when I'm speaking, and I just stop because all thoughts just leave my head. When I had Michael French on, and we were just talking about, oh yeah, my Joe room's a garage because we go where Uncle Sam tells us to go, and I meant to say that. So all the stuff that would normally be in here is in a storage unit. Dude, I couldn't for the life of me pick out the fucking word storage and unit. I just couldn't do it. So there are times where I get just completely brain dope. And I don't mean to, but it is what it is.
It's just
and I rarely ever talk about that stuff.
And it's okay.
It's I mean, it's life, right? I mean, that's just where we're living.
Exactly.
Hey, so anyway, Jim Largo said probably 47 and a half minutes ago.
Hanna-Barbera hero. Oh,
Space
dude.
Ghost.
I like where your head's at, Jim.
What was the name of that ship? It had a name.
For which one?
Space Ghost.
Space. Oh,
his ship. It had a name.
Man,
and Space Ghost was so cool.
I don't know.
I didn't really care much for the twins.
I want to say Space Ghost, coast to coast.
Yeah, the Herculoids, Blue Falcon. Jim Largo, you should know more than a lot of people what Blue Falcon means. So anyway,
hey BF,
that's what we call people in the army who screw their buddies over. We call them Blue Falcons. Yeah, Thundar the Barbarian, man. I really like that show. I know it ripped off a whole bunch of stuff, but
it doesn't matter. It's still good.
Yeah,
all those.
What about this? Battle of the Planets.
Ooh, hello. That would be cool, Terry.
So many different things just, redubbed over and over and over. But yeah. With in-scale spaceships, those would be massive.
Mm-hmm. Massively cool. That's what she said.
Come on, Jesse. I'm giving you gold here, dude.
We're up to 5 now.
Yeah, David Andrews says, I was meaning the people who were trying to sell. Oh, yeah, I know you weren't talking to me, dude. I was just playing. That's why I said context, right? It's all about context. I'm like, the fuck did you say about me? I'll get you with my crazy eye. V. Conley said, I would like to see the Kenner Vortec from the 90s come back. Isn't that just mask ripoff?
I mean, it's definitely,
not really, but
right.
While it was a mask knockoff, it was still super
spin-off.
Yeah, it was cool. Apparently I don't sound like Popeye, so thank you for that. Curse of Fenrir says, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
Yeah, that was 40 minutes ago. Sorry. Vincent 396 with a super chat from 40 minutes ago. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up. A trifecta of YouTube talent. I enjoy all of your channels. Your enthusiasm is contagious and expensive. Keep up the great work. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy
Thanksgiving, Vincent.
You. And everyone hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving for sure.
I was cutting the grass and going, holy cow, that's this week. Like, no, that's like in 2 weeks or whatever. Nope.
I was
like
making
a Mack
an
truck.
I was like redoing my appointments for the chiropractor because like I do them a month at a time and then I have to like go in and then set up the whole next month. And they're like, oh well, we can get you in on the 5th. And I was like, okay, the 5th. And they were like, yeah, December. I was like,
But like, what? No,
December? That sucks. Anyway, thank you, Vincent. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated.
I like the and expensive because we're all enablers here.
Yeah, that's right. We're all enablers.
Let me show you this cool thing. And it's never, I don't know about you guys, but we've got lots of private chats. You jump on streams, you DM, you whatever. And never, not once do I ever take when like, Chad, if you send me a picture going, hey, well, look what I found. I'm not like, oh, God damn it. I'm like, that is fucking cool.
Yeah. I sent you the mask issue number 1 and you were like, yeah,
yes.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
I'm in. Mython, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that. What's up? Love the goat. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And then David said, "Yeah, that's a weird idea with the snow serpent with the wolf head
He's a Duran Duran fan.
because he's hungry."
Yep.
I see what you did there.
I've been on this weird kick. Speaking of Duran Duran, right? I'm gonna Kevin Bacon it, and then I'll get like 20 more minutes behind the chat. I've been rewatching a bunch of James Bond movies.
Oh,
I watched Moonraker. I watched View to a Kill, the Duran Duran theme, and then I'm watching a couple more. I watched GoldenEye 2 days ago, and I was like, man, that Tina Turner theme, that thing hits.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Then I watched Tomorrow Never Dies, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Who
You're
is
like-
this? And I was like, dude, that's Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, you're
That
like,
theme sucks
could you-
ass.
I never play it. You know, some of those you're like, no, I want Shirley Bassey. I'm listening to Shirley Bassey, crank it. But that one, I'm
yeah.
like,
Tina
Okay.
Turner. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
all about that one, you know, and then like the Duran Duran, but some of them are just garbage. Hot garbage.
now I have Shirley Bassey doing the Moonraker.
Yeah, Moonraker. Yeah. Yep. That's very cool. Greg
Those
is
are-
asking, do you remember the Ertl diecast plane replicas from the late 80s? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Well, late 80s, I was, you know, junior, senior, high school. So
Yeah.
not that I wouldn't appreciate them. I love a good diecast now.
Yeah. I have a 1/18 scale diecast Humvee, and I love it. It's a
Wicked.
big Humvee, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
yellow.
a chonk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ramen.
Ramen Toys is going to get like 3 paychecks when that Bridge Layer Mobat Wolverine combiner comes out. Absolutely, man. That thing is crazy. And then Greg says, but Top Gun Maverick used the F-14. It's still relevant. Yeah.
That was so awesome that it was in that pen, you know, and they're like,
Yeah.
All right, I think I can get this to go.
Then Scott Hughes, good old Scott Hughes says, B-1B, aka the loudest suborbital vehicle ever made by man. Yeah, the Lancer is loud, but you know, it's
Love it, though.
supersonic,
Oh, it's
supersonic bomber.
badass.
The bonus classic. Yeah.
You know, the B2, the Spirit is so quiet. Like,
Oh,
when,
yeah.
you know, I'm sure you've all seen one fly over, and you're just like,
Mhm.
you watch it coming, and you're like,
I can't hear it. Can't hear
and then when
it.
it goes
And
over, it's
then
like,
Yeah.
so quiet. But
it's
it,
like
it
it's
doesn't have a
shushing
lot
you.
of surface area, you know, to make the cavitations or anything like that.
But a Lancer,
I got a couple
Lancer's
feet
coming.
already.
You know it.
Yeah, because they're like, power that thing.
They're not going to be around much longer, unfortunately.
That sucks. I love the
Yeah.
Lancer. Firefly says, I actually just want a MiG-29 for all these Soviet figures coming from Longbow and would settle for
Oh,
click and
that is-
play Sukhoi 27, but the price for the World Peacekeeper stuff. Yep. That World Peacekeeper.
Totally
stuff,
Firefly. Yeah.
Money, 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 money.
Mhm.
You know, a
makes
lot of
vintage.
people are like, oh, if I could go back in time, I'd go back to 85 and I would get this and I'd get a flag and I'd get all this stuff. I'd be like, no. I'd go back to Toys R Us when they were putting out like, you know, 2000-ish, when they were putting out all that awesome stuff, the Osprey, the A10. That's what I would do. The BBI Elite stuff, I would go buy all that up.
Stick it in a storage unit.
Mhm.
3 years later.
It's actually 27 minutes, but yeah.
That's right. On your side, you'd have the timestamps.
You know what I'd really like to see that I think would work well with the franchise is the Comanche, the RAH-66. This
Yeah.
is stealth
The Comanche helicopter.
890s.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That would be absolutely amazing. I think that led to like the Silent Hawk or Stealth Hawk, but like
This,
With
yeah,
some Night
Cool.
Force figures.
yeah. There's the Stealth Hawk and the Comanche. Yeah, for sure. And apparently 5 years later for this, am I wearing pants? Yes, I'm wearing pants. Thank you very much.
Because Pete did.
Oh no, where'd he go?
Oh,
Shit. Jesse.
Well,
Come back,
hopefully it'll
Jesse.
hop back on. Come
Oh,
back.
he's
Don't
still-
go into the light.
Carol Ann.
Oh God.
Oh, and then everybody's like, you don't want to know. Yeah, I'm wearing pants. I don't like to get up and walk away on camera. I think it's disrespectful. That's it. I wear pants.
I'm
even wearing
shorts.
socks.
Shorts year round. In the snow, I'll shovel snow in shorts.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I was rocking some shorts yesterday. It was pretty cold, but yeah, right now I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing my chill pants. Just Jeff says I love the longbow stuff. Oh man, this dude. I have 8 cardboard Action Force headquarters.
And when because folks in the chat, if you're not friends with George, he'll send you pictures, and he'll stack them in a giant pyramid. Sometimes on the back of a couple AT-ATs in a kind of mobile group, and it's just this. I love it when because he's always
I like
changing
when
it up.
he lays out displays of convoys of vehicles.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, look at this entire convoy of shadow tracks just like weaving around.
It gets the blue tarp out for Q Force, and I'm like, oh baby.
What happened, Jesse?
I don't know. Just
You pressed the wrong button.
probably, yeah. Hit the ejection seat button.
Don't
What's
touch
this
this
do?
button.
I'm
Let's
almost
leave
caught up with
studio.
the chat, though. And then Greg says, kids have no concept of physical control. Hand nephews lightsabers and they swing them full force like a bat. Do you remember when the Wii came out and everybody was like concerned and they were like, you need to put that wrist strap on. People
Throw it at your
smashing
TV.
their TVs. Jesse, you froze again.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
It's as long as
I
you're
don't know
still
if you can hear me or not, but
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear you totally fine. Scott Hughes says, my Star Wars Christmas was Death Star, X-Wing, Vader's TIE Fighter, basically parents and each set of grandparents. Yeah, buddy. Nice. Jimmy Purvis loves the Navarone playset. Absolutely. And then Greg says, Jetfire and 118, you can repurpose the tooling and do macros. Robotech.
Totally.
Just Jeff and I, when we were at Yo Toys yesterday, I was pulling out of I was pulling out all like the Gundam stuff, and I was like, I wish that they made Gundam suits and macros in, like a masterpiece transformer scale, so I could put them with my Joes. But they're either like this big or they're models.
Yep. And you get into the bigger stuff, and it's super, super expensive. Jason Anderson, friend of ours, he collects it, and he was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." He's like, every time a new one comes out, it's big bucks, and that's all you can buy.
Jesse, can you hear us?
yeah, I can. I don't know what's happening with my connection, so
It's okay, buddy. You're still here.
Yeah. Amateur hour. It's all good.
Oh, and then GeForce Racing says 1990 for the Tyson story. So that was like pre-face tattoo.
Yep.
That was when Mike Tyson was still beating the shit out of people on the street corners. Yeah.
Yep.
So, good job you didn't hit him, dude. Oh yeah, look at this. We could go to the bay and eat some hay. What do you say?
I
You
just
eat
may.
pieces of shit for breakfast?
I just may.
No.
Shooter McGavin.
Big Bacon says MC Slammer. Oh, and then George Aiken says, I used to go to a friend's house. James McAvoy is a friend of the family, bumped into him. That's cool.
Neat.
Did he show you how to curve bullets? That's not a deep cut, is it? No.
No, Wanted. Yeah.
Wanted. Chris Pratt in Wanted. Like, a lot of people don't realize that's Chris Pratt, his buddy, because it was that long ago. Members? The one who was messing around with his girlfriend, he hits him in the face with the keyboard. That's Chris Pratt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's one of those, like, you have to rewatch it later.
Yeah.
Now that Chris Pratt is famous, and you're like, that's Chris Pratt.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Because back in the day, he was just like that dude. Hey, Larry's here and says, what's up?
What's up?
Anthony Whitehead, thank you for the $5.
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
Chat. Not even 20 minutes ago. catching up. He says, "Hey, toy fellas. Sorry, I will have to catch this later. Totally forgot this was on. Been in the garage building another race bike. You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
rock. That's
Yep,
awesome.
What kind of bike?
He
Yeah,
is,
if you're still here, Anthony, Jesse wants to know what kind of bike. And by the way, thank you for the super chat. And I always love Replay Squad because replays are awesome. So thank you so much.
Anthony and I got to hunt in person last Tuesday. Him and his brother. It was
That's so
great.
rad. Brent Banks, lots of Ghostbuster firehouses have damaged front doors because kids were plowing their Ecto one through them like in the intro of Ghostbusters. Not only that, the freaking car doesn't
It
even
won't fit.
It don't fit. If the Ecto one don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah. Absolutely.
OJ.
Yeah, see, and then GeForce Racing says JLS me too. It's too people-y out there.
It can be at times.
Right
Yep.
on. Yep. Head on a swivel out there, folks.
Yeah, see, yeah, TJC says I feel your pain. Patrick Strauko, good dude, says JLS, I think you're most of us agree with.
I love it.
I think you're
Awesome. Yeah. So you know,
look at this. Look at this freaking dude.
Laser pants. What's up, Ryan?
Chad is
I saw you, dude.
wrecked him. Damn near killed him. I love you, Ryan. Fuck
damn.
you. I could say that. Whatever.
Yep.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. That was a good laugh. The lovely Leslie, such a great lady, says it's definitely okay, and we all go through this. Thank you, JLS, for sharing. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Because she's a little more reserved, whereas I tend to be not. But even I get just my tank runneth dry, and I'm like, ugh.
You know
But
what's
I got to take her into consideration, right?
Yeah. Right. And I honestly, I think the more people or we talk about these things, the more it becomes normalized, and the more it's okay. And that ultimately ends up helping other people because then they feel empowered to talk about what they're going through too and get help. And that's what I love that. I think that's great.
Yep. Yeah, because your own head is the worst place to be, where it's like it's just me, or
yes,
you're weird. Nobody else does this, and it's like
100%. Yep.
And that's the cool stuff. Like we can talk about dollies, and we can talk about like, oh, I picked up this and I picked up that, and we can talk about like serious stuff too. And and I think it's all important. It can't just be like toys like all the time. Like and it can't be fucking drama all the time either. Like talking about other people's problems, like the people who start shit in the toy community and stuff. I would rather talk about meaningful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Check this out. Ted Darklaw's here.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah, and I'm actually running over them right now, which sucks. And Ninja. I'm running. Hey, there's Jesse. Oh. Look at you. There you are. Hi.
Back.
Hi there.
In high def.
So Ted Darklaw says, "Hello, friends. Been busy, but wanted to come show some love." Ted, I'm sorry that I'm walking on your show, but we will get to that. Yeah. Oh, and then Scott Hughes says, "Don't touch me." Dude, don't touch me.
Love you, Scott.
It goes coast to coast, like yeah. That's not really a deep cut, but it's cool.
It's still good.
Lilith says, "It's okay, Chad. I'm paraplegic. I save money not wearing out my shoes." It does have its
advantages. There you go.
Yeah.
Love the
it's
positivity.
Like the two guys who have lost a leg, the guy with the left leg and the guy with the right leg, and they meet up and they buy a new pair of shoes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Rock on.
D. Fusking says, "I learned last year Space Ghost was born in South Dakota. I didn't even know that there was like a history of where Space Ghost was born."
Now I want to learn more.
Yeah. Robert's Infinite Realms, didn't they do a Herculoids 1/18 scale like around 2000?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But I would get behind this.
Exo
Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of.
That's a great idea, Hal.
I would get behind that. Yeah. I definitely would. Phantom Cruiser. That's it. That's the name of Space Ghost ship. Somebody else already said that too. I got to give credit where it's due. Pericles. Good looking out, you two. Thank you so very much. I love the chat, man. They will
The chat
always
can always come up with the answer. Doink.
Yeah, they will. HGC, what's up? Says just arrived late as usual. Totally cool.
Ah,
Took the boy
good.
child out for a figure hunt, and he found some stuff.
Cool.
He likes stuff too. You know what?
That's the best.
Yep. Because then you're right.
That's more important
Quality
than
time.
this.
Absolutely. In the hierarchy of importance, boy child, dolly hunting, JLS Comics, Scuba Pete, Skid Mark, me.
Skid Mark. Yeah.
Kind of like that.
No. We're all on the same.
Yeah.
Oh, you just sounded like Popeye.
No, that's the Peter Griffin, right? When Lois is giving him lip and he's like, yeah, I got this. Look at this one.
10 hours later. That's right, Jason. It's
Actually,
Monday
it's
morning.
16 minutes thing.
The best Peter Griffin is when he had a pig on the ceiling. He was like, "Rah!" Lois is
Spider
so like
pig?
you.
Spider Pig.
Spider pig. I love that show. When he grows the mustache, and they go into like the Italian. It's like just like a meat store or something, right? He's like,
Yep.
I got this, Brian. Boppity boopity.
Yeah.
He loves the
Oh,
rip.
so good.
It's so funny. Scott Hughes says, by the way, how the F is Thanksgiving this Thursday? Last night was Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Where the hell did the year go?
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Noon says, Chad, you are bringing JLS and Scuba Pete and It's Chad together, and they're our followers. So cool.
It's always
You guys are cool.
fun to get together and finally meet
Right on,
Jesse
right?
in person, as it were.
Absolutely. Oh, and then look, this guy's like low-key timestamping shit. Really loving your show.
Here.
At 8:55. I love it, man. I send Chad pictures of shit to buy. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. Hey,
Well,
she
Good
says-
friends should.
Yeah, and Halloween was like last Tuesday or something. Destro's Desk, what's up, dude? My wife and I would like to thank you guys for getting me out of my foul mood I came home from work with.
Awesome.
Great.
Glad
Glad you're feeling better,
hanging out with
Dustin.
us. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Jeez, am I that far behind? James Bond.
We talked about that a while ago.
Put
Yeah.
cue the goat.
Turner helped kick
Cue
off
the goat.
That's true though. That GoldenEye song, like, yeah, the Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, it's God.
Yo, if you had some bangers, like think about that, and then I don't know timeline wise, but then you had Mad Max, right? Tina
Oh,
Turner,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need another hero. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Jeff Butler says that theme was written by Bono and the Edge.
Get out of town. I didn't know that. I'm totally in like a like.
So what you're
heavy
saying is
YouTube-
you two can still write decent shit.
Hell yeah. God, I want to see him at the Sphere.
Ooh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're they have a residency there into 2024. Andy from Holochronicles, if you haven't seen him, stop by Holochronicles. He went and I was like, oh my God. So I was watching all the
Nice.
videos on YouTube and he's like, I don't want to know. I've purposely stayed away from it. And I was like, I get it because you're going in person. But I'm like, I can't right now. So
Yeah. Big Bacon said the Celine Dion theme from Deadpool 2. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Are you guys looking forward to that Deadpool 3 with Wolverine?
I am.
I kind of am.
I mean,
I need to
I'll
learn
watch
more
it.
about it before I get like super excited, but cool.
Patrick Strauko says, I'm about to put my DVD in Charlie Doesn't Surf. So we're talking Apocalypse Now?
mhm.
Charlie, don't surf.
Sir. And night, George, because he won't see this until you're fast asleep, like hours from now. So night, George.
See, I was going to race down to it just to throw it in your face. Alex sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. See how it's backwards?
That's good.
That's smart. Thank you, Alec. Very much. Appreciate it. Rachel says BBI Elite Force stuff is fire. I am that far behind. Firefly. Speaking of the Apache, can we get a shout out to Hooded Cobra Commander 788 with his sketch of the Sonic Fighter? Oh, yeah. Falcon getting a neck injury, shoving his arm through the glass. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I want to like that Supersonic Fighter Apache. I want to like it.
Mm-hmm.
But the cockpit's not.
Yeah.
It's just not good, you know? But I want to like it. Yeah. GeForce Racing says one time Mrs. Scuba brought me a drink. I've never been the same.
She's beered GeForce before. Yep.
Nice.
She's good like that.
Big Bacon
Hostess
says that's
with the
funny,
most.
Chad, because you have James McAvoy head. What? What does that even mean? Like
You're Magneto.
bald?
This chat's falling apart.
Bald? I don't.
Oh.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds was in a TV show called Two Guys and a Girl.
Yep.
I remember Ryan Reynolds in the Nickelodeon soap opera show 15. Wow. Yeah. David Andrews, the same way the Rhino and the Boulder Hill. Yeah. That was my one beef with Boulder Hill, is that you couldn't fit the Rhino, like the signature vehicle that's on the logo, through the freaking doors of the
Yeah,
Boulder
it's
Hill.
not even close. It's like you're ripping off the top third of the Rhino.
No.
I'm looking at it, by the way, when I do that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome. Good night, George.
Night, George. Sleep tight.
Look at that. I caught up
Good
to
to
the
see you.
chat.
Look at you.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, my Hall of Heroes figure. That's right. And Big Bacon made a figure of me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, Jesse. Hi. What you got? What do you got coming up? What's next for JLS Comics?
I cannot get this weapon into the.
That's what's coming up. How do you, son of a?
It
I
doesn't.
don't have a rocket launcher. Though.
It doesn't work.
My dollies aren't working.
My dolly, hold your weapon, dolly. TJC says Leslie is a legend. She brought me McDonald's.
She did in England, yeah.
Oh.
She
That's
like
how-
let us drink.
Is it a Royale with cheese?
At McDonald's?
Yep.
I was in an
McDonald's.
airport
Well, I mean, no, we got it to go.
in Germany, and they had the Royale with cheese, on their menu. And one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, look, Pulp Fiction, it's funny," and took a picture. And this German dude comes over and starts yelling at my friend for taking a picture of their German McDonald's menu. And I'm like, first of all, we kicked your ass in World War II. Like, you better shut up. Like, what I mean? Like,
Back the
it's
truck
a
up.
menu, dude. Like,
Yeah,
calm
this
down.
isn't top secret intelligence.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Jesse, what do you got coming up, man?
Other than that Electra video, I'm not quite sure what's next after that on the horizon.
Nice.
That's what
You
happens
want
when
to
you
hang out
work.
again soon?
Yeah. I'm just having the damnedest time with this thing.
I'm sorry to hear that. Pete, what do you got coming up?
Let's
Leslie's editing something?
Yes, Leslie's going to be editing the Monster Ohio toy route hunt that we did with Anthony and his brother. Chasing 80s. I'm tardy with the room update, so I need to. I know, yeah, punching pie. So I need to do that as a kind of like a short. We try to keep those, 5-6 minutes. And then now that I just got this Remco U.S. Forces, I really want to do like a short
few minutes of that together, showcasing that, because I had no idea it existed until yesterday. So I love it.
Can you hear that? No? No? I don't know what my mic picks up and does it, but all the time the
Not
ospreys
tonight.
fly over my house. Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys could hear it, but in my house, it's like super loud. David Andrews says, I'm thinking of doing a bigger Boulder Hill to fit with the Rhino with styrene. I need a base and parts and pieces together. Yeah. So I've been working, Pete, you know this, and I've said it before in other chats. I've been working on a true 1/18 scale Boulder Hill for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem is the base, because the base is all one piece. So you either got to you have to make changes to it. But yeah, bigger Boulder Hill would be cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Styrene, just sculpt it, coat it, paint it. Done, son. Yeah. Very cool. All right.
Up to low running.
Hey, look at you. You're a dolly master. You're the man.
Just in the nick of time.
I think I'm gonna do part 2 of my showroom tour, and I don't know which wall. I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna pick a wall. And then I got Ninja on Wednesday. That'll be cool. And then I'm gonna pause for the holiday. So
yeah. Take it
the
easy.
man will be home for like 4 or 5 days. We don't see each
Yay.
other much right now. So yeah. We're gonna go stay at a haunted hotel.
Oh, awesome.
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah. It'd be cool.
Okay.
Bear 11 Charlie says I have C-130s fly over my house a lot. Yeah. The Air National Guard's over here too, and
me too.
they fly the C-130s, not the AC-130, but the normal fat Bumblebee and the MQ-9. They fly those a lot, so.
We get A-10s from time to time.
I love it. Yeah, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner's going over your house. Yeah. Very cool.
Or
All right,
Chad.
gentlemen.
E22.
Ooh, yeah?
Right?
Yeah, the Ospreys?
Yeah.
Always over my house. Very cool. Matt Noon says Pete rocks. Chad is assume, and thanks for bringing JLS. Jesse, I can't thank you enough for coming to hang out with us tonight, man.
It's been
Yeah,
so
it's been fun. Yeah.
It's real nice. Like I said, it's real nice to see that face again, man. I'm glad that you came and hung out with us.
Yeah. I'm sure, everyone's going to unsubscribe now that they saw me.
Hell no. Better not.
No.
Gotta love
One of my subscribers will do that. No.
And if you haven't, go sub at JLS.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And again, as always, for everybody who's still hanging out with us, I know I kind of walked on hella dope for a couple of minutes, and I apologize for that. But if you're not subbed to JLS, please go do so. All of his links are in the description as per usual. And gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me tonight.
Most welcome. Great
for
to see you
everyone in
again,
the
my
chat.
friend.
Jesse, I think you're going to sign us out.
Cool.
All right. Well, Pete, Chad, thank you for being a friend. Everybody in the chat, remember, deeds, not words, and have an awesome day.
Yeah, buddy.